Welcome to Thunderstruck Canada's online registration video tutorial series. This is our second tutorial, and here today we're going to basically show you kind of the first step of the registration process. Now we're going to assume you've logged in. When you do that, you kind of get to a list of your open event names. We're just going to click on our studio roster to kind of get going here. And you'll see through it the registration portal, various little notifications, maybe green, which is an informative one, or red, which is more of a warning. You can always click and close those. But basically all that was telling you is that by kind of clicking on the column name, you can sort your dancers here. So because we have dancers in our database, you're seeing this here. If you're new to the system, you'll have kind of an empty list here, and for a moment we'll just presume that's the case, and you can simply go over here and create some dancers' names. So let's call this guy Classy Contemporary Female, and we'll give them a birth date of 1/1/2001. You can enter up to 15 different students at a time, but if you only have one or two, or however many you want to do, you can do them like that. Just hit the submit button, and it will. You'll see we've added in Classy Contemporary to our roster. Roster is organic. It lives from year to year, from event to event, and that allows you to kind of enter somebody once, enter their name and birth date, and they're there. If you happen to make a mistake, or even if you've entered someone twice, you can kind of go in here and edit that information out. So we'll change the name to Chrissy instead of Classy, and you'll see that that change has occurred. What this allows you to do is kind of get all of your dancers that you're going to be having at an event all listed here and ready to go for the kind of finishing piece of step one. But before we get there, I just want to show you a couple things. Managing the roster, obviously, as time goes on and dancers graduate, they're not going to be necessarily needed in this system, or maybe you have an injured dancer that's not going to be competing this year. There's all sorts of different potential reasons why you might not want somebody in your active roster, so you can easily just click on the button beside their name and make them inactive. Say Chrissy started off in September, she wasn't dancing, she was injured. Maybe she comes back, she heals faster than possible. She's not going to be able to compete in the group routines and stuff, but says, hey, maybe I can dance my solo from last year. You can go back into your inactive attendees here, and I'll sort by first name. There's Chrissy. I can go in and activate her to bring her back into our live studio roster. So once you have your dancers all ready to go, click this select all button. You can be able to get all your dancers in here. One fell swoop, add dancers to your roster, and boom, it's going to actually move you right over onto the next step. It's easy to kind of navigate through the different steps on these bottom buttons on the left and right. We're going to go back. Teachers. My bad. I had already added them in earlier. Normally your teachers, studio directors would be listed here. You can create new teachers just as you would a new student, and then add them to the roster as well. It's not always necessary, but at a number of our events we do need to control who's backstage, and that sort of thing. So it is helpful information. If you don't feel like putting in your actual birth dates, just drop in, something from the 70s or 80s or 90s. It doesn't really much matter. The birth date's not important for teachers. The observer button is really just for our conventions. So unless it's a convention-based event where there's observers, that'll be watching, it's not necessary to enter anything here. So that finishes off pretty much our tutorial for today. Kind of, I think, covered off all the bases: how to create students, how to add students to the roster, make them inactive, and then go back and bring them back if need be. Our next tutorial, we will cover off the event participant page, the second step of the registration process, and kind of everything you need to know to get that stuff ready, editing dancers' names and birth dates if you've made mistakes, and selecting things that are necessary for that step of the registration process.